The Peace Collaborative and the Coalition to Prevent Gun Violence, along with Youth in Crisis Ministries, will hold their third annual basketball tournament on March 14th. To tell us what's being planned is our guest, a member of the Peace Collaborative, Monica Kennan. Thank you very much for being with us, Monica.
Thank you for having me.
I know this is the month of madness here in March.
Yeah.
So what got this tournament started?
So I'm on the Peace Collaborative, and I've been a member of the Peace Collaborative since 2013. And it's a few of us who have nonprofit organizations who decided to come together to put on an event to show the kids that we can unite for peace for one good cause.
And what goes on in the tournament exactly?
So it's a basketball tournament. This year we have about 16 to 20 teams, and each team represents something involving peace. So we have Peace is Political, which is a team of elected officials who will play against children, and we have a team of survivors of violence. We have a youth team. We have other teams that represent like the YMCA, Youth Build, a few other organizations. Youth in Crisis Ministry has youth that will be involved in the teams. And it's all in an effort to have one common goal of peace. What does peace mean to you?
Now, is this a fundraising event or just an event to get all these different kinds of people in one place?
Oh no, it's an event, more of a resource event to get everybody in the same location and just have that discussion on what does success mean to you. It's almost like a Boston field trip is the hashtag that we're using, because we will have resource tables set up so they can find out about health information, job readiness, interview preparation, just how to go about navigating those things as a youth.
So how do you get the younger people involved, the teams that are taking part here?
So all of us have organizations where we work with the youth. So we start there. We recruit a lot of the youth that we work with, but also the different organizations that cater to the youth. So we have the Re-Engagement Center, who has a lot of youth that they deal with, and we just pull them from all different aspects.
Now, I imagine these are just a bunch of nice kids. They're not going to get in trouble. So how does an event like this make a difference for them?
Well, that's not the case. So a lot of these kids have issues outside of the community organizations that they belong to. A lot of them come from broken homes. A lot of them have watched a lot of their friends be murdered. They've watched friends be shot.
Troubles around them.
So the troubles around them affect them just as much. Trauma is very real, as we know. So it's different aspects of it. It's just different situations that they deal with, and by bringing them, they bring in their friends. And we'll have a situation where at the tournament, they have different things to do. There's several resources of engagement for them.
And I guess if the parents come, this is also a good thing for them, because maybe the parents didn't know about these resources either.
And that's another thing. A lot of times parents can't give the information to their children because they don't know. At this event, we try to target everyone, families, youth. It's all about engagement, promoting peace, and explaining to them what peace represents, how we can all come together and supply them with some, not everything, but some of the things that they need.
Well, I guess part of what you're really trying to do here is give kids other options.
And that's the goal. So we want to try to make this event a premier event for the city of Boston, because we draw in so many kids from so many different locations. If we could make this event a premier event, just to show them that good things do happen, but you have to work for it, and you have to be a part of the problem and not the solution. I mean the solution and not the problem, sorry.
All right, I'm so used to switching that around.
Right.
I know exactly what you meant. Tell me how you get started in the peace movement.
Well, a few years ago, my house was a crime scene, and, you know, just watching a lot of the youth that I try to help be either caught up in the gang violence or be victims of it, I kind of got fed up and decided that I was going to take the initiative and do something. So I did a back-to-school block party for peace, which I've done for the last 5 years, and I give away over 500 backpacks with school supplies, and for that day, I supply free food, backpacks, moon bounces, just different activities for all ages to engage in.
Well, I guess one of the things that goes on is that in a neighborhood where and again, I live in such a neighborhood too, maybe, you know, we don't know our neighbors that well usually, so when you get people out making contact like that, how does that change things?
It makes a major difference. We were able to pull in the elderly, which can also teach us a lot of things, as well as the youth. And it's almost like a big cookout per se. everyone comes outside, there's free food, you're engaged, you're talking. Even the police show up, but they don't show up as police officers, they show up as community engagement people. So they're out there talking to the residents, and it kind of eases up that fear of having a relationship with the police department and having a relationship with the different people that work in our community.
I imagine it changes how the police see the community too.
It definitely does, because usually it's almost like a reluctancy to interact with people, but for this particular day every year, everyone gets along and it's just like one big family cookout. Because
the other thing I'm reading between the lines in all of these events that you're involved in is that when you've got people organized and they need help, it's much better to go look for it as an organized group. They're going to be more successful. Absolutely. I mean, everyone who sits on a Peace Collaborative, we all have successful programs that we run, but us coming together pulls everyone together. So it's not like we're all doing different things at different times, because kids get confused. There's so many nonprofit organizations out here. If we can't show unity amongst adults, how can we expect the children to show unity? Right. Because the other thing that you're concerned with in these groups is the effects of trauma. So how do your groups help with that? So a lot of the people that are on the Peace Collaborative also do youth counseling. They sit down, they talk to the youth. Cindy Diggs, who is the coordinator of the Peace Collaborative, is a founding member of Peace Boston, and that's what a lot of Peace Boston represented, her reaching out to the youth, sitting down talking to them about being sexually educated about their health, how to make sure you go get checked out, but also how to start looking for a job, how to prepare a resume, what do you need to do, dress professional. It sounds like the kids just need another focus. And that's what it is, really. They just, you know, a lot of these kids, they're just looking for someone to care and someone to just reach their hand out and actually help them. And once you reach your hand out, for the most part, they reach back. We should mention that if people want to keep up with plans for this event, there's a place online they can look for that? Right, so if you go onto Facebook, and there's a Peace Boston page that Cindy Diggs has put together, you can log on there, and we have all the information for the Got Peace basketball tournament. And I have a Back to School Block Party for Peace page that I'm promoting the tournament through also. So if you go on Facebook, you can search either page. And mark it down the calendar, March 14th, and when and where? March 14th at the Reggie Lewis Track and Athletic Center. All right, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you. Monica Cannon. Up ahead, the report from Dorchester with Bill Forey.